So you guys remember this thing? Our almost forgotten Project Top Fuel? Well, guess what? Progress, because look, it's Jeff.
Hey!
As we go into the sun.
Back again. I'm still alive.
You're also a black silhouette. Here, let's go this way.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, there you go.
I'm here.
You're here and you brought gifts.
It's like Christmas in, in March?
It is March,
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
And we've got the beautiful Dr. Art.
Hello, everyone. Where should we start with? Little box or big box?
So what we got here is we have the stuff from Crower. Yeah?
Yep.
All right, so we've got our clutch parts. The cylinder heads are still...
Yep, they're at chocolate. Yep.
But progress is being made.
Progress is being made. Absolutely. We're gonna cut them 30 and then set them up for this 041 wire.
Okay, yes. So we'll have cylinder heads very shortly, but we've got clutch, which means that we can move forward. And so let's do a clutch unboxing. Right? I mean, that's YouTube standard stuff, right?
Absolutely.
The unboxing videos. I bet you nobody has ever unboxed a Top Fuel clutch before.
There you go.
So, Dr. Art,
Yes.
what do we got here in the big box?
This is all kinds of. We have not seen this yet. It's only Jeff has seen this, but we have not seen this yet. So to us, this actually is an unboxing.
Yes.
And then.
Magic. That's as far as I got unboxing. I didn't go any further.
That's fine. Oh, that's a true old school Crowerglide.
And it's not lightweight for the faint of heart, folks. Oh yeah.
Oh, that gives me the warm fuzzies.
Stand back if you got those. But this is the baby here.
Very nice. You just tighten down.
With instructions.
Oh, good, because we probably need instructions. Oh, nice. Feeler gauge.
Yep, feeler gauges. Yep.
Here, pop that open. Here, grab a couple of these nuts off here.
Oh, a razor blade knife or something?
All right. Okay, we've got our SFI certification card. Not that anybody really cares where we're going about
You got
that.
a knife slice this tape? I don't want to just rip it apart.
Hang on, let me see. I think I got a razor blade here someplace.
Oh, I got a knife in my truck. I got it.
Okay.
All right, here, pop the cover off there.
Oh, what a satisfying
Oh,
sound.
that's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so there's our flywheel. Nice.
Explain what all these parts are for the unknowing.
Well, the flywheel. This is our pilot bearing. All right, so the input shaft fits into that. These are our stands, and this is how we make our adjustments. I already did a whole video on how these clutches work with this one here that isn't any good for us. But yeah, all of our adjustments are made with these stands right here. And we've got our feeler gauges.
We'll just pull one out. How's that? Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Hacksaw blade. Teeth.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So this is a 30. Okay, and then these feeler gauges go in through,
The inspection cover.
yeah, this cover right here. That's where you insert your feeler gauge and you check your gap. So our flywheel now, and here, give me the cover. Nice, nice. It's so nice seeing one of these that's not already like pre-destroyed.
And on fire and everything else. Yeah.
Oh, this is great. Beautiful. And these are our fingers, like we explained on the last video. We have a multi-finger cover, and this is the one with just the 6 fingers. And right here, this hole is we're going to weight the fingers, how aggressively and how much clamping load is applied is all going to be based on a nut and bolt that we're going to put in here. So what else? What other boxes do we have?
Yeah, box number 2, which is, this feels like clutch innards. Let's see what we got here.
Clutch guts.
First we have
The suspense is killing me. All right, what do we got here? These are hardened washers. It's a Derg kit. I have no idea what a Derg kit is, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
All right, here's our clutches.
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. Ooh.
Okay. And our
Clutches and
floaters.
Look at the size of those steels.
Yeah. So it was very important that we get the proper diameter, the 10-inch Crowerglide. So it was very important that we got the exact parts. I have to turn this way. That we got the exact parts that go along with the fuel pump and basically the characteristics of the car in general. The clutch defines the car, or I should say the clutch doesn't define the car. The clutch has to match everything. Right? The whole car pivots around the clutch. That's the best way to put it. So if you're going to use the type of engine that we're using here, the size that we're using it, and the type of pump that we're using, and the blower, and blah, 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 the clutch has to match it. And the only clutch that would match that is what we have here, an actual 10-inch, 6-finger, old-school Crowerglide. So very nice stuff. All right, what else do we have here?
We have.
So I'll bet those are the mounting, flywheel mounting. He sent us an assortment of weights for the arms. I think he told us to start with, was it 100 grams? Does that sound right? I got it in my notes.
Okay.
Yep. So that's what this stuff is. I got a feeling that's your flywheel mount bolts because it feels pretty heavy.
Nope, these are more washers and things.
Such and such.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's for the weight.
Yeah, these
Okay.
are the weights.
All right. And then what's in this box over here?
Box number 3, if they can tell.
Oh, parachute
Parachute!
with Nomex lines.
Yeah.
Yes. So when
Come on.
Jeff sparks it up big time, the lines won't burn off the chute. Very nice.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece, yes.
I gotta show you guys what was on here. And I just saw this today myself. I never really looked at it. This is the parachute that was on there. Look at the way this thing's just mounted on here. They just stuck it in there like any old way. And this was really just for display. So yeah.
Here you are. All right. I can put them right there.
All right. So is that all of the parts we have right now?
That's it. That's it right now.
So now the next step is we need an input shaft for this. We've got to put the clutch can on the car with the flywheel in place and get a measurement from the pilot bushing to this face right here, and that'll give us the exact length. Whoops. That'll give us the exact length of the input shaft that we need, and then that has to mate up to this spline that we have over here on a reverser. So it shouldn't take anywhere near as long to get that fabricated as all of the rest of this stuff. It all takes a little bit of time, but we actually have progress. We have parts in our hands now, and we can move forward.
I didn't see a smile on your face. I thought.
The brakes.
Okay, the bolts, they are correct. Yay!
Okay. What do we got going on with the brakes, Jeff?
So Art pulled the calipers off, right? They had to be rebuilt. So we sent them to Apple Hydraulics. Apple Hydraulics called me and they needed the pucks or discs, whatever you want to call it, or you know what I mean? The friction pads. The friction pads. Because you can't get the same size that were in it when we got it, and we didn't have a full set. So we got the next smaller size. I think they're 1.68, whereas they had 1.75s, and they are going to machine those calipers to fit the 1.68s.
Okay.
Which we can easily order anytime we ever need them.
All right, now.
So 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So that should be the week after next. I'm thinking we'll have them back.
Okay. Other things we have to do here is, this is the original throttle pedal on the car. Now this originally had a piece of linkage that went from here to a bell crank that was here, and then a piece of linkage went through the firewall and then up to the injector. So what we're going to do here is he has a funny car sitting at his place, so we're going to borrow the throttle linkage and cable of the funny car and use that instead of this, just to simplify things.
Fuel shut-off we'll have to do yet, too.
Oh yeah, we don't have a fuel shut-off either.
And I believe there's one of those on the funny car, too, that we can
Okay.
rob.
So there is still lots and lots of ground to cover with this, but it's a step in the right direction. Over the next day or two, we'll get the clutch mounted in there, get our measurements together so we can get the input shaft ordered. And as soon as we have the heads, then we can get into some real action now, because the stuff that's on the back of the engine really at this point should just be simple assembly. As far as setting up the engine, that's going to take some detail. So, but we can't do anything else until we get the heads. When did he say we'd get the heads?
I'm going to guess 2 weeks. He said he can get on it right away now that he knows what we want to do.
Okay.
So I'm assuming is not the best thing, but I'm
Now-
hoping. Let's put it that way.
When you assume, you make an ass.
I know that. Yeah, I didn't want to go there with it, but yeah, I've heard that all my life.
What else was there? Was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, and you've picked up 2 more. Wait, we're standing in the sun. Here,
Oh, I'm
we got to
sorry.
come this way. Here we go. So now you've already picked up a couple of more blocks.
Oh yeah, a couple 354 blocks. They're coming from Washington. They're supposed to be standard bore. One is set up for the splayed 4-bolt mains. One is set up for the stock 2-bolt mains. We'll see what they are when they get here. All of this stuff is, you hope it's right. The guy seems legit. He's got a vintage dragster. His father recently passed away within the last few months, so he's kind of getting rid of a bunch of stuff that his dad had. He also has a 392 block, but they're shipping here. They're in transit right now. Should be here by Friday.
He's serious about doing this stuff.
And then we'll see what the blocks are. You don't know till you really get them and
Right.
check it,
So we got a lot of action happening all of a sudden.
It's all behind the scenes, and believe me, nobody was more getting sick of waiting than I was. I mean, we've all been through this, and it's a long process.
It happens. Anytime
Yeah.
you step out of the box, anytime you try to do anything that's unique or different or vintage, or you're trying to be very specific, because remember, the goal here isn't to build a nostalgia top fuel dragster. It's to restore this thing to its running state as it was last run right around 1972. So because we're trying to stick within that tight framework, everything has to work together. The tires have to work, the clutch has to work with the fuel pump, has to work with the blower, has to work with the configuration of the car. Because remember, this car is not built like a contemporary nostalgia top fuel car, so you can't put that type of part in there and expect it to work. So we're out of the box on this thing because it is a very unique project. There's lots of cackle cars out there, but I cannot think of a single truly functional car that's period correct. And that makes this very unique. That was one of the things that got me interested in doing this to begin with. Because once we do have this car up and running, it legitimately is a time machine. It'll look, run, sound, perform, do everything exactly as it would have in 1972. So, it's like living history. We're creating
Yeah, I
living
agree.
history here.
That's what's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it, I think, for now. So there's a quick update, unboxing on parts. Dr. Art is going to get on the brakes and the throttle linkage and the fuel shut-off and all of that good stuff. And I'm going to focus on the motor and all of that. And that's it for now. We'll be back in a week or two with some actual more progress. See you later. Tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I said.
See y'all.
All right.
Goodbye.
Hasta la vista.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Later, guys.